Hello, it is Saturday, January 27th, 2024. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Saturday crossword today. That means it's time for a themeless crossword, our second of two themeless crosswords for the week, and very possibly the toughest of the week as well. And this difficult themeless crossword has been brought to us today by Daily Buzzard, Mike from Vermont, Josh Allen, and as always, the indomitable Shoalmaster. So thank you so much to the four of them. They're benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, which means they support this channel day in, day out. They bring us this series. Very grateful to them for that. So thank you to those four. Thanks to everybody who's a patron of the channel. And if you'd like to be one yourself, you can head over to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the link in the description field, and you will find there all of the bonus videos available to patrons. That includes this week's mini puzzle pseudo speed solve, which was posted yesterday and includes the last 7 days of mini crosswords solved quickly. Check it out. There's also, of course, the Daily Solve official mug for benefactors. And thank you to everybody who backs the Patreon campaign at any level. I really do appreciate it, and it really does keep this whole thing going. There's also the Daily Solve Discord chat server, which you can join via the description field link. It's a nice, friendly chat community over there. And finally, any additional support, such as subscribing to the channel on YouTube, commenting on the videos, liking the videos, is greatly appreciated. So thanks if you've done any of those things. And now let's get on to today's themeless crossword. This is a double debut, a collaborative debut by Grace Warrington and Greg Warrington. So welcome to those two. I don't know the nature of their relationship, but they are presumably family, and they've made this puzzle for us today. It was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's start solving and see how we do. Put down to, I don't know, could be something like to abase. You could abase somebody. I'm trying to think of things in 5 letters. You could sneer, not really. You'd sneer at somebody. I don't know. There are probably other possibilities I'm not thinking of. Anyway, help out to... So the out in parentheses means we're applying it not just to the clue, but to the answer as well. So whatever the answer is, you'll be able to say out after it also. So for instance, pitch in or pitch wouldn't work even if it were the proper number of letters, because you couldn't put out after that. But I don't know what this is. Life phases in social media lingo. Ooh, social media lingo, I don't know. Katie of Married with Children. This was in the crossword just within the last few weeks. And something like Katie, I think it's Seagal. There could be an E in one of these positions, but it's something basically like this. I think the consonants are correct. Shoot for the moon. To shoot for the moon is to have a grand aspiration to, it could be to aspire. Speaking of having an aspiration. That might actually be it. With that S there, that feels, and maybe that means this is a base. Put down a base, crumple. I'm going to try these and see if they work. Crumple. To ball up, so if you crumple some paper, you sort of ball it up. Writer of the 2009 autobiography, Open. Okay, believe it or not, I think I have an idea about what this is. Open, I suspect, refers to open tennis competitions like the US Open. And I do remember I remember when I was growing up, Andre Agassi was a very famous tennis name. So I suspect that is the answer. Open wide. Say ah. There we go. This might be, I don't know, a dentist or a doctor or something who instructs you to do so. Here we have boy's name that's an anagram of 9 down, and 9 down reads, of course I remember you, perhaps. So Eli, presumably. An anagram of 9 down? Is this wrong? Eli, an anagram. Oh, I see. Sorry. Okay. Yes, it is. It's lie, as in saying, of course I remember you. Could it perhaps itself be a lie? I was trying to think of an anagram that would mean, of course I remember you. It would actually communicate that sentiment. And that was not, I couldn't think of anything that worked for that, but that was not what the clue was saying to do. Anyway, there we go. I think we've solved a few crosses here. Disavowed MI6 agent in the Mission Impossible franchise, Ilsa. Okay, I think I've seen most of these, but I don't even remember who this this is. But there we go. Prefix with gram, epigram. There we go. Simply created a word, and that's it. Okay, so to not take any chances is to play it safe. There we go. They're done on the fly. Rush jobs, maybe? I'm not sure. There might be other possibilities there. They're done on the fly. Rush. I can't think of any other possibilities, so I'm going to just keep that in mind, and we'll come back to it. Experienced a pregnant pause. So what would this be? It'd be an O if that were rush jobs. Experienced a pregnant pause. Took leave or something? I'm thinking maybe you took a pause from work. It could be. Maternity leave. Yeah, let's just try these crosses and see if that works. Now that I have, a possibility that works in both directions. Blank buco, ossobuco. There we go. That is a veal dish, which I've not had in quite a long time. Video game climax. Oh, a boss battle. There we go. So that could well be the climax of a video game. You fight the final boss. And then collect is to amass. If you pile things up, sort of amass them. Modern lead-in to mania could be... Modern lead-in to mania. Modern lead-in. I don't know. I can't think. I assume it'll be something related to technology of some sort, but I'm not sure. Help out. Oh, bail out. Bail someone out. Help them out. Right. Okay. That wasn't at all the sense that I was thinking of. I was thinking of aiding somebody sort of to do something with them. Whereas in this case, to bail someone out is kind of to do something. It's kind of undertake something yourself that then kind of saves them, I suppose. Although I guess it could work in both ways. Someone could say, I need help building this house. Could you bail me out? I guess you could do that, and then it would have the first meaning as well. Yeah, okay. Either way, I think it works. It doesn't really matter. Infomania. Okay. So what, sort of drowning in information, which we all basically are all the time? I mean, that sounds like it would be a thing that would be coined. International chain whose name can be a prefix, omni, right? So this is a hotel chain. And omni, of course, can be a prefix in the sense of omniscience or omnipotence or something like that. Okay, great. Keep going. Connection between names, aka also known as, and affliction treated in newborns with phototherapy. I don't know. Affliction treated in newborns with phototherapy. What affliction is phototherapy used to treat in newborns? I have no idea. Starting with a J, that doesn't ring any bells to me. Don't know. The Rocky Horror Picture Show, e.g., a cult classic? Yeah, I think that'll be the case. It is. Or at least it could be, but I think it is. Murmur, to coo, to sort of say something in low tone. Oh, jaundice. Okay. I don't actually really know what phototherapy is, but in terms of afflictions starting J-A-U, I can't imagine what else it would be. So obviously something dealing with light, hence the photo prefix, but I couldn't tell you anything else. In the nick of time could be something none to spare. Would you say it that way? None to spare, without indicating that time is the thing of which you have none to spare. In the nick of time. None too early. No, that's not right either. Oh, none too late. Sorry. You were not too late. Oops, almost misspelled that, as I keep doing recently. None too late. This is probably the answer. Okay, how one might emerge with a victory. Close one or something. Close what? That might not be it. Let's look over here. Secret lover, or someone who loves secrets, because we have a question mark here indicating some kind of pun. So if we read this clue sort of normally, you'd read it to mean a lover who is secret. But with that pun indicator, I wonder if instead it means someone who loves secrets or a secret. Something about a gossip or something. I'm not sure. Series that begins on the ice planet Pagodon with the. Oh, is it the Star Wars show, The Mandalorian, maybe? Okay. That could be it. Maybe it is. I suspect it is. Now that I've put it in, it's hard to imagine something else fitting that neatly. Okay, so does the secret a conspiracist, a conspirer, maybe conspirer? Yeah, that might actually be the case. So people who conspire, they, keep secrets, and they presumably love doing so. Possible but extremely unlikely setting for a double albatross. A double albatross. Is that a sort of golf thing, like a birdie or something? I have no idea what a double albatross is. How salmon is served in nigiri sushi, but not in sashimi, on rice. Oh, this isn't conspirer, I suppose. Oh, I really liked that. Oh, well. On rice. So sashimi is, the raw fish without, there is no rice. There's no sushi rice. Okay. Way down below. Way down below, question mark. So another pun. Not sure. And character who's heard but not seen. Narrator. There we go, who obviously speaks but is not physically present, at least in most stories. Sometimes you get a sort of embodied narrator. Something a rival may throw. Shade, maybe. They throw shade. They spill the tea about you or something to somebody, perhaps. I guess throwing shade is usually when you're actually present as opposed to in a gossip context. So, yeah, I guess it could go either way. Anyway, let's move on. Way down below. A manhole. Oh, right. Okay. It's a way down to get to the sewer system or what have you, underneath the streets. So a manhole cover the manhole, I suppose, is the way, and then the manhole cover conceals it. Okay, so what is this? Possible but extremely unlikely setting for a double albatross. A bar dive. I don't know why it would be reversed or even what that would mean. I do not know what this is. Secret lover. Confidant. There we go. Someone in whom you confide might love to hear your secrets and hopefully actually keeps them. So what is this? Oh, par 5. It was golf. It is golf. Wow, I'm really surprised that worked out, but it didn't really help me. I had to wait till I had almost all of the whole thing crossed to get it. So a par 5 hole, I see. So I don't know enough about this to know why a par 5 would be possible, but extremely unlikely for a double albatross. Par 5. Maybe, I bet, you know what I bet it is? I bet it's 4 under par. So that would make, on a par 5, that would mean it would be a hole in one, which is possible, but extremely unlikely, presumably. So it's probably that. It's probably 3 or 4 under par. Anyway, floral arrangements. Posies, there we go. That's a word for a floral arrangement, a posy, and a word for a flower. Tiny scrap is an iota. That is the 4th time maybe we've had iota just in the past roughly week. It's funny. The Phoenix of the NCAA. Elon, is that the name of a school maybe? I don't know, it must be. Muralist who is a colleague of Dali. Cert. Is this right? I think it must be. I don't know. I feel I maybe kind of vaguely recognize this name, but I'm not very confident. So that's 2 proper nouns under one another, and I'm not very certain about either, but I'm pretty confident about the crosses, so I think I'm going to move on for now. If the puzzle doesn't validate, maybe I'll look there first. Okay, so how might one emerge with a victory? Well, if not for Mandalorian, I would have said close one or closely one or something, but no. Doesn't really matter because I do think Mandalorian is correct. Sign. Could be a verb or a noun. Nutrition figure, recommended daily value. I always forget if this is RDV or RDA, if it's recommended daily value or allowances. But it's one of these, I think. Start of a Christmas hymn. Oh, Adeste. There we go. Is it Adeste Fidelis, I think? So there's that. And then fix in a museum, maybe. Fix in a museum, maybe. To rehang, perhaps, a piece of art. I bet that's it. Blank bug, long-limbed predatory insect. I don't know. Large wine cask is... I don't know. Just for some reason, 2 days ago, I started getting... I have no idea why, because I've never bought, particularly expensive wine, but I started getting emails from a London-based importer of extremely expensive wines, and it feels as though I've gotten on the email list of a sort of that would be sent to distributors, to people who would be buying at wholesale large quantities of incredibly expensive wines, like high-end restaurants or something, because I'll get these emails and they'll just have price lists right in it. It just doesn't feel like a marketing email for normal people. It feels like business of some sort, and I'm fascinated by it, and I have no idea why, how I've ended up on it. So anyway, that's been a thing that happened to me. Not all that interesting, but I shared it nonetheless. Blank bug, long-limbed predatory insect. I don't know. Large wine cask. Should reply to these emails and ask, what is the name of a large wine cask? Set of rounds. I don't know. Alas. I don't know that either. How do I not know this? Alas. Oh, me. Ah, right. Okay. Ah, me or oh, me. There we go. This was one where I looked at it, felt I didn't know it, and then thought, no, there's no possible way I can't figure out what this is. So I thought about it a moment longer, and at least now I have one of the letters. So this could be oh, me or ah, me. I think probably ah, me. Alas conjures a sort of quaint or historical sort of cast. It's something you'd see in a play, or someone who feigning sort of period situations. So or by that I mean past eras. So sounds more appropriate to that for me. So I think that might be the answer. Pickup line. I don't know. So what is this bug? I don't know why I keep coming back to it. It just seems like I don't know the answer, so I'm going to move on. Take, manage, or to take, to cadge, to, what is this? I can't get the G in the right place. Argue? I don't know. Pioneer in IQ testing. I don't know that either. Organization concerned with traveling. The NBA, maybe basketball. If you hold the ball without dribbling it, that's traveling, and that's not allowed. What have we not looked at up here? Sign, we did look at that. Large wine cask, set of rounds, big ticket purchase. I don't think we looked at this. Big ticket purchase, question mark. So something to do with season tickets, maybe, or something like that. Noble figure, noble gas, maybe, or noble, a lord, perhaps. Word with power or change. Sea power, sea change, maybe. My first thought was all power or all change, but I don't think that's right. Noble figure, an earl. So similar to lord, and sort of a form of lord. Another noble title. Hit on the noggin would be to bean somebody, to hit them on the head. Boy's name consisting of an English word followed by its Spanish equivalent. Right, so that's right. Okay, I was thinking this was going to be an, as in the indefinite article an, and so then followed by a similar, in Spanish there'd be more than one option, but it could be something like un, but no, it isn't that. It's and. The English word takes up 75% of the word, and then e in Spanish, or spelled y in English. So there we go. Andy. That's very good. I like that a lot. Had to sort of reorient my brain. Collect, collect, collect. Collect. Win big or something? Or award? Why? Don't quite get it. Set of rounds. Not sure. Big ticket purchase. Okay. How one might emerge from a victory. Glorifully? Doesn't sound right at all. Gloriously? There we go. That's the real word. That's an actual word, unlike the strange things I was saying. Set of rounds is big ticket purchase. Oh, it is season something. Season pass. There we go. I was on the right track. Okay, season pass. There we go. Pickup line is, oh, no, never mind. I was going to say nape because, the sort of nape of the neck is maybe a kind of, I don't know, you could say it's sort of the line going, it's not really a line, but I was thinking the way that, mother cats pick up their young, that kind of thing. I don't know. I don't think it's right. So, no need to continue explaining. Giving quarters, say. Is it giving quarters? In other words, is giving modifying quarters, or is giving a verb and quarters is the object? I don't know. Oh, this doesn't look very good. Oh, is Mandalorian with an O? No, that doesn't look right. Maybe this is none too soon. In the nick of time. None too soon. I think that must be right. It's just one of those idiomatic constructions. Relaxing bath, some kind of baths, plural, soaks, hot soaks, or something, or spa soaks, something soaks, I think is the answer. Heir to the throne, traditionally, as eldest son. Yeah, that is traditionally the case. Although here in the UK, I think it's been changed. Form of primogeniture has been changed to be the eldest child, so could be a daughter as well in terms of the royal accession. Life phases in social media lingo. I still don't know what this one is. Whether the storm is to last, I suppose. No blank. No. I'm not sure. Sister of Castor and Pollux. Oh, I'm sure I know this. Sister of Castor and Pollux. That's funny. Castor and Pollux show up all the time as a pair. Who is their sister? That's annoying. Relaxing baths. Oh, well, if this were hot soaks, which is what I want it to be, this could be Helen, which I think might be the answer, and I think is. What about this? Very slender. Rail thin. There we go. Hedonist's opposite. So a hedonist is someone who, sort of bacchanalian, or they just sort of engage in wanton pleasure. So an ascetic would be kind of the opposite of that, living a sort of monk-like existence. Workers who might be quick with their hands. Workers who must be quick with their hands. What about this one? Oh, eras. Oh, is that social media lingo? Life phases in social media lingo. Isn't that just a normal word? This must be used in some kind of social media posting sort of construction or meme or something. I don't know why you'd need it to be specific to social media lingo, but there we go. I guess because eras are usually used to refer to phases of history as opposed to in individual people's lives. So maybe that's what it is. That in referring to sort of subsets of someone's individual life, that's a current social media usage. Anyway, workers who must be quick with their hands. Stenos. Yeah, this is one of those words I only really these days encounter in the New York Times crossword, or I suppose other crosswords. I don't know, but stenographers, people who are recording the proceedings, and of course they must do it quickly. No dice, you might say. There we go. That's it. If you didn't beat someone, you lost to them. If you're giving quarters, say. So obviously this is playing on the idea of the phrase to give no quarter, to not cede any territory or to not give in. But I still don't quite see what it is in this context. Giving quarters, say. Leasing something? Oh, I didn't look at this. Listen. Oh, get this. Right. Okay, that's just the answer. Listen, get this, you might say to someone. So leasing. Oh, it is leasing. It is leasing. Okay, I was just saying that because it fit the crosses, but I didn't have an idea why. Because you're giving quarters meaning living environments. So if you're leasing a flat to someone, you're giving quarters, you could say, to that person. Okay, that's clever. That's punny. And you know what's funny about that? I think it doesn't need the question. I think if it were giving quarter without the S, there might be a question mark to indicate a pun. The say is sort of doing that job anyway. But I think the reason it doesn't is because giving quarters with the pluralized quarter there is in itself not an English idiomatic phrase. You don't need to then say, don't read it in the idiomatic way because it already isn't an idiom. Okay, this looks like hogshead, large wine cask. Oh, maybe that's what that's called. That must be. This is one of those terms that I have just heard as a term, hogshead. And I mean, obviously there's a literal head of a hog, but it's one of those words that I think I sort of vaguely knew had another meaning, but wouldn't have been able to tell you what it is. But so it must be a large wine cask. Okay, collect. Herd? Oh, hoard, to amass, to hoard. And I think, in fact, did we have amass in this puzzle? Yes, we did. It's, in fact, directly above. So we've got a line pointing straight down the grid. In fact, bisecting the grid between amass and hoard. Okay, was there anything else we haven't yet looked at down here? I don't think so. So now we've got to finish this corner off. Pickup line is happy, as in pick up your mood. Don't think that's right. Damson bug. Okay. I mean, that sounds... Is that what it is? This doesn't look right. No, maybe it isn't. Just sort of sounds like a phrase, but take. Angle? Oh, it is angle. As in, what's your take? What's your opinion? What's your angle? I think that's probably the case. So damsel bug, this must be. I don't think I know this. I don't think I know this insect. Okay, so this is an M. So pick up. Oh, hop on. If you're a bus operator or something, you could say, oh, hop on. Okay, so pioneered IQ testing. This I don't know. Bonnet or bonnet, I don't know how this name is meant to be pronounced, but they must have pioneered IQ testing in some manner. No, okay. Okay, that's wrong. Oh, hap on. After all my explanation, this wasn't me, it's me. I gave it all that explanation as to why I thought it was me, and it isn't. Oh, and that's still not the answer. Oh. Hop in, maybe? Oh, that was it? Okay. Good. I'm glad that was the case, because otherwise I would have had to go through the entire grid looking for possibilities. I can't believe I had 2 typos here. And they were both in cases where I think it would be reasonable that the cross would have worked. Ami is correct. I mean, proper nouns, sure, could be anything. This looks like benet, but it could have been bonnet, bonnet, or whatever it was I had. But of course, hap on is not a phrase. But hop in, though. Hop in and hop on. That is genuinely a case where I do feel it's quite ambiguous. Because if you don't happen to know this, maybe there's a famous IQ test that bears this name that many people would know. But hop in, hop on, those are both, I think those are equally appropriate to the clue. And without knowing this person's name, there isn't really any way to know which is correct. It's just that, solving on a computer, it'll tell you that you're incorrect. But if you were doing this on paper, I probably would have just gotten that wrong and left it that way. Anyway, there we go. There's my rumination about that clue. That was the Saturday crossword. I felt as though it was going pretty smoothly for a while there. In fact, I followed a kind of similar pattern as I did to yesterday's Friday puzzle, cutting this diagonal sort of swathe through the puzzle, and then this corner was saved to the end, just as it was yesterday. And I was thinking as I was solving it, I think I'm actually finding this a bit gentler than yesterday's Friday puzzle, but then that ended up towards the end not being so much the case. And I think it probably was the trickiest of the week for me, which is what we would expect on a Saturday. But there we go. That was the New York Times crossword. That was our second of two themeless puzzles. So that means we're back to themed crosswords tomorrow. Join me then for the big old Sunday puzzle, the jumbo grid. And we'll have some kind of interesting theme in there. Let's find out what. But until that point, please do have an excellent remainder of your Saturday. Take care.